Hello, everyone, and welcome to the adventure. I'm Optimus, your host, aka Verlin, and I know it's been a while. I started the channel, said I was going to be doing videos on a weekly basis, at least one a week was my goal. Life got in the way, I haven't been doing that. We're going to get back at it, starting today. And I didn't really know what to do, so I'm in downtown, beautiful downtown of the city that I call my hometown. Well, it is my hometown, is where I'm from. And we're just gonna explore some urban adventures, some of my favorite places around my hometown here. So, with that being said, well, first stop along the way here, this famous picture from New York after the war ended of the sailor kissing the nurse. However, as you can tell by the palm trees, we're not in New York, and it's actually a quite popular tourist attraction here in Sarasota. The interesting thing about the sculpture is it's called Unconditional Surrender, which is also what the famous picture that it's sculpted after, has come to be known as. That was actually sculpted back in 2006. That's, I think, the same year, might have been 2007 when it was put here in Sarasota. It has been removed once for vandalism, and it does get little vandalized here and there. So it's an ongoing process to keep it nice and for the tourists and the community. Just have to stop and take a second to include this vintage Volkswagen Beetle, including the travel luggage rack on top. It's a very sweet ride. You don't see many of these anymore. Most of them have been turned into dune buggies or rusted out pieces of metal sitting in someone's backyard, but this one has been taken well taken care of. So we're just casually walking down the sidewalk here on Main Street, and there's a fountain right in the middle. And this fountain's you're allowed to actually run through it, walk through it. You know, it does not roped off or anything. You can actually play in it whenever you want. I'm not going to, but yeah. I'm just going to continue on my journey down Main Street. Crossing the street, and you see this blue bike sitting over here to the right here. It's got a fish and a flamingo. Used to be a pink flamingo sitting on top of it, but it's been painted all blue. It's got like some waves across here. You'll actually see a lot of these bicycles around this town, especially around the downtown area here. You know, Sarasota, Florida, it's an art town. We have the Ringling School of Art and Design here. It's also a circus town, but you'll see lots of these around, just hanging around. They've got chains on them so they can't be stolen unless, you know, someone had a pair of clippers and really wanted that bike. But yeah, if I see any more while I'm walking, I'll show them to you. Just a shot down Main Street here. Really cool view. This building right here in the center of the screen, that yellow building right there with the people sitting outside, it's a really awesome and good Spanish restaurant, called Two Señoritas. So we have historic Burn Square right here at the intersection of Orange and Pineapple Avenues. Just off of Main Street, you have this cool little historic square and this cool iron-shaped building. Right here, I just love this little section of town that's just off of Main Street, and it's just a really cool little historic spot with a fountain. You got the Fountain Cafe. Just a cool little spot. Little history behind it. Burns Court, Herald Square. Owen Burns in 1925 had one of the most beautiful boom time hotels here in Sarasota. He was also had a real estate office, Burns Real Estate Office. History about it right there. You can pause the screen and read it if you like. But that's who this little area is named after. There's a picture of him right there. Owen Burns himself. There. One of the guys make Sarasota what it is today. It's one of Sarasota's most distinguished early citizens and connected with virtually every early development of the city. Really cool little piece of history and little cool area. I love this building. This building is awesome. Absolutely love the architectural work. There's a mural of what Pineapple Street or Avenue used to look like back in the heyday. They had Sears, and there's I believe that is the hotel that Mr. Burns owned, the Boomtime Hotel. This was probably back in the 20s, 30s. And if I look down this way, you're actually looking, would have been on the left side here, is where that picture would have been taken. You can see it's changed considerably, quite a bit, from that picture there. But at least we still have the picture memory of what it used to look like. The paparazzi just found me. They're taking a picture of me as I'm recording them on video. There's also a little owl sitting right up there on that window ledge, you see it right there? Yeah. So if we venture down this road right here, there's Burns Square. If we venture down this road right here, and try not to get that car's license plate in the shot. Yeah, I did just for a split second there, but I think it'll be okay. To Burns Lane, right here, the intersection, the street that we are on is Selby, and we're going to Burns Lane. There's a really cool, just a little hidden away, tucked away area here. You got the Burns Gallery, and there's that car again. He just wants to be photobomb all over my video here. But it's really cool. Yeah, cell phone. There's the Trading Company, which is a really cool antique fine art oriental rugs. And then over here on this side we have what's called the Fish Camp, which is a really cool seafood restaurant. Just back up there in all those bushes, there's an actual restaurant. Burns Court Cinema, part of the Sarasota Film Societies. Here. There is a bigger theater over off of Main Street now, a 20-screen theater. But the cool thing about this one is, because it's the Film Society and a smaller, older theater, they show a lot of these little independent films that you may not have heard of. If you have a little theater like this in your hometown, I encourage you to check it out. Check out some of these little independent films. Some of them are rather good, actually. And you'll never know what big names you might see in some of them. Like this one right here. You may know that name right there. If you didn't know, there he is right there. Yeah. Final Portrait. A movie you may not have heard of that he's in. So, really cool little theater. Really cool little area. One of my favorite areas just off of downtown. It's called Burns Court. While I'm making my way back around to Main Street from Burns Court, you pass by this building. This is a federal building. This is the United States of America federal building. The kind that you would find in Washington, D.C., but most districts have one of these because it's where your local congressman or senator's offices. Vern Buchanan being a House of Representative congressman, his office is out of this building right here. His local office here in Sarasota, Florida. Then he also has an office up in Washington, D.C. as well. But yeah, this is where he works when he's local in the area. And there's some construction going on over here on the intersection where they're putting in another roundabout. down between the federal building and this building here, which is called the Wilson building. I'm not sure exactly what that building is. It's the Wilson building. There's this little courtyard, and down here between the buildings is a little seating area and another piece of artwork. I guess you'd call it artwork. Some people call it art. It's called modern art, I guess. It's called Big Blue. The name of this piece of artwork is Big Blue. I call it Big Blue Swiss cheese because of all the holes in it. It's a big blue piece of Swiss cheese. I guess that would make it blue Swiss cheese, huh? Anyways, an interesting little factoid about this piece of artwork is I am a geocacher as well. If you don't know what geocaching is, it's like a global scavenger hunt. People hide objects. It can be as small as like a little thin Ziploc bag, like this big, on the bottom of something, to as big as like a waterproof container, probably as big as a old Power Wheels vehicle. Not lying, I've actually found a geocache that was hidden in an old Power Wheels vehicle up in Georgia. So, but this right here, this Big Blue sculpture, there's a geocache hidden somewhere right here in this vicinity of it's called Big Blue. If you're on the geocache app and you're in the Sarasota area ever and you see a geocache called Big Blue, I'll help you out. You're looking for this guy, but I'm not going to tell you where the cache is hidden, but it's somewhere around this guy. So that's all I'm going to tell you. Is it just me, or does anyone else feel like this artist was inspired by Stewie from Family Guy? This is the artist, the sculptor's name, and the actual name of the piece of art. But I'm just going to call him Stewie. One of my favorite buildings on Old Main Street here in downtown Sarasota, the old Crest building. Crest was like Woolworths. It was an old 5 and dime back in the day. I don't really remember it. I think it was gone before my time, but this building was quite the marvel, and love that it still exists. So really cool. This Parker's Books store. It's a really good store. Absolutely lovely store. And then over here on the left side of the brick building is called Gator's Lounge. Really popular, nice spot. It's kind of quiet right now, but after the sun goes down, it'll heat up. In light of the news of Toys R Us, I figured I had to show this. There's a old school Toy Lab toy store. Still here on Main Street. The best toy stores. And then if you look over here, yet another bike. This one's pink. Little peace heart on the front. And the flamingo has found a little friend on this bike. It may appear as if I'm just filming the sidewalk, but if you look closer, upon closer inspection, you can see that a four-legged friend has decided to leave his footprints, or paw prints for that matter, for all eternity here in the sidewalk. Check out the name of this store. Wet Noses. Wet Noses. Everything dog and kitties too. It's kind of a clever little name for this one. There's a Dalmatian sitting here in the window with curlers in its hair. There's a couple other Dalmatians sitting over here. There's another picture of Parker's Book Bazaar here. New, used, buy, sell, trade books. It's an awesome bookstore. If you're ever in the Sarasota area, you should definitely check this store out. It's way better than Books A Million or Borders or any of those stores. And if you look over here, I have found another bike. This one's yellow with little red or pink daisies painted all over, and another pink flamingo that isn't so pink anymore. Yeah, the last one we saw was a mountain bike. This one would be a road bike. So Happy Feet Plus. Apparently, it's like a health food store for your feet. Well, I think we've come to the end of our time together today. Showed you a lot of cool sights, a lot of cool landmarks, some of my favorite stuff around my hometown here. And hope you enjoyed it. Hit that like button if you did. The dislike button's there if you didn't like it. Subscribe if you like what I'm doing and my content and want to see more of it. Hit that subscribe button. Notification icon if you want to be notified when I do post something. That'd be awesome. Give it a thumbs up. Give the video a thumbs up. I think I said that already. But yeah, I'm going to end this adventure and I'm going to start a new adventure to find food. I will talk with you next time. And yeah, adventure over.